Frederick Beckner, in a book called Peculiar Treasures, writes about King Agrippa. There's something a little sad about seeing anybody for the last time, even somebody you weren't particularly crazy about to begin with. He was the last of the Herods in the Bible, and after him, that rather unsavory dynasty came to an end. When St. Paul was on his way to Rome to stand trial, King Agrippa granted him a preliminary hearing. And Paul, who was seldom at a loss for words, put up a strong defense. He described how on the road to Damascus, he had come to believe Jesus was the Messiah, and how all he had been doing since was trying to persuade other people to believe he was right. He said the fact that Jews were out to get him showed only that they didn't understand their own scriptures, because the whole thing was right there, including the prediction that the Messiah would suffer and rise from the dead just the way Jesus had. After he finished, Agrippa came out with the only remark he ever made that has gone down in history. He said, "Almost thou persuades me to become a Christian," he said. Acts 26, verse 28. Almost is apt to be a sad word under the best circumstances. And here on the lips of the last of his line of that time, you see him, and it has special poignance. If only Paul had been a little more eloquent. If only Agrippa had been a little more receptive, maybe a little braver, a little crazier. If only God weren't such a stickler for letting people make up their own minds without coercing them. But things are the way they are, and almost is the closest that King Agrippa ever got to what might have changed his life. It's sad enough to miss the boat at all, but to miss it by inches with a saint right there to hand you aboard is sadder still. May we all be a little more persuasive with our words, and more importantly, with our lives, to become a little more persuasive for the kingdom of God.